What's up? Welcome to the Vegas Benchwarmer channel. My name is Eric Heheteme702, and as always, I got my man
Jeremy with a G.
and Weird. We're here on a Monday, but we're gonna talk about you know, we're gonna talk about and we're gonna talk about the AFC and the NFC Championship games. So, and then we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl matchup as well. Wanted to jump on this real quick before it was out of our memories for Saturday. We'll have to figure out something to talk about Saturday now, but it's all good. Everything works. We'll figure it out. I don't fucking know. I'm trying to figure something out right now. Okay, so Jeremy, let's talk about the NFC Championship game because that was up first. Let's talk about that first. Go ahead and give your thoughts on it.
On which?
The NFC Championship, the Eagles and the 49ers. We were at Copper Cake watching this. So
Thoughts on it? It was boring. Officiating was terrible all over the fucking place. Both teams look like shit.
okay, so let's talk about the quarterback situation for the Niners. It's came out that Purdy had like a UCL or URI.
Or an UCL or something.
Okay, yeah. And then, Josh Johnson had a concussion. How the fuck does he keep getting jobs? He was on some team. He was on the Broncos, and he got released by the Broncos this year. And that's how he ended up on the Niners.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if they would have released Ripken, they probably would have signed him. I don't fucking know. Okay, but back to the Brock Purdy and the Josh Johnson injury. What were you thinking? I mean, we were talking about it while we were there. But what do you feel bad for the Niners?
No. Shit happens. Every other team, all other 31 teams have to deal with the same issues if that were to present itself.
100%.
Why should I feel bad because they didn't have another quarterback on their roster? I mean, they had Kyle Juszczyk, who was a fucking quarterback in high school, and Christian McCaffrey, who can throw the ball. Not very well, but he can throw the ball.
And then the second half, it was nothing but basically run plays and 3-yard plays. Do you think they would have been better trying one of those other quarterbacks besides Brock Purdy? Or trying one of those other players and just running?
Well, I mean, once Josh Johnson went down, they should have just put Juszczyk or CMC.
Yeah, and just ran like a wildcat, right?
Yeah, I mean, you knew your starter couldn't throw the ball, so what's the point? I don't.
What about the Devontae Smith catch? Or should we call it a non-catch?
Catch that wasn't a catch.
Yeah, the catch that wasn't a catch that set up the touchdown. That was a 4th down play going into the half. Do you think it would have mattered?
No. I don't think it would have mattered. But, I mean, that was the 49ers fuck up. I mean, don't they have a replay person in the booth?
Definitely should have challenged that. Definitely should have challenged that, yeah.
Like, I mean, if you pay somebody to watch replays to tell you whether you should challenge something or not, and they didn't see it, then because I believe they have all the angles that that the league has.
I believe that too.
So you fucked up. Should have challenged it. You should have challenged it, especially when Devontae Smith got up and was telling him to hurry up.
Yeah,
he knew he didn't catch that ball. That's why he was telling him to hurry up. Why didn't you challenge it?
Of course, my sister's calling me in the middle of right now. I'll call you back soon. You probably on Facebook. You can say I'm live. Okay. So what did you like about the Eagles? There was not a touchdown pass thrown in that game. Did you like anything from the Eagles? Did you think it was their defense that destroyed? Why didn't the sound turn off? That was really, really good, or did you think the Niners just were too injured to recover?
What was that?
Did you think it was more the Eagles' defense or the Niners just being too injured to recover?
Probably it had to be. It was a little bit of both.
I mean, well, how great can your defense be when you know the whole second half they're running the fucking ball? How great does it have to be then?
Not really. You just have to be mediocre.
But you did say a couple weeks ago, after they got those pickups, that their defense was legit.
Yeah. And I still feel like they are.
I can't disagree with you. They got tons of pressure on the quarterback. They are the reason why both quarterbacks got knocked out. It's not like they were fluke injuries. They got pressure on them. They got hit. I watched a doctor video on the Brock Purdy injury. Well, I tried to watch it. It was very boring. About what happened and how his arm got pushed back. And even though it was going forward, but that defender pushed it back originally. So there's a whole bunch of shit to it. Look, I was talking shit. I was saying, what the fuck is he doing taking himself out? He needs to toughen through that shit. You're a 7th round draft pick. I don't give a fuck how well you were playing. The last thing they're going to remember is, and at the time, I don't know, this is a different society than it was years ago. Because I remember LaDainian Tomlinson not playing in an AFC championship game, and the whole entire media ridiculing him. But nobody said shit about Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know they say you can't give him a shot because it's a throwing arm. I don't fucking know. I don't know what the scenario was. I do not feel bad for Niners fans. I do not feel bad for Niners players. That's what you get for putting a fucking shirt on the Rocky statue. Look, I'm a diehard Rocky fan. I love Rocky. I love that movie. I've seen that statue every time I've been to Philadelphia. I think I've been to Philadelphia 3 times. So I've seen it 3 times. I love that statue. I run up and down it. I took my wife last time we went in 2019. That was the first time she saw the statue. So I'm a huge Rocky fan. You fuck around and you find out. And they fucked around and they found out. Do you think that the Niners defense was deflated?
I think their whole team was deflated. I mean, you saw it with Trent Williams.
We'll get into that. Yeah, let's talk about that. Go ahead. What'd you think about that?
I mean, they were a little chippy the whole game, but like towards that the beginning, starting in the 4th quarter, they I think they got deflated because they had no quarterback.
Yeah. So and coming out halftime, being down 14-7, and knowing that you cannot throw the fucking ball. So what did you think about the Eagles offense in that scenario then? Because this is something that I've been hearing all day on ESPN, that the Eagles offense was unstoppable. Like Dan Orlowski has been all over them, saying how unstoppable the offense was, how the way they can run the ball, pass the ball, and even though Jalen Hurts had a horrible game passing the ball, they still didn't need him to do anything. What do you think about their offense?
Well, I mean, all four offenses look like shit.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I don't know.
The Super Bowl is going to be interesting. Let's put it like that.
We didn't look like shit. We just didn't look great.
Don't fucking lie. Y'all look like trash.
We had a hobble fucking one ankle quarterback. A fucking busted back.
You knew you had a hobbled quarterback.
Travis Kelce, and we lost 3 receivers during the game.
And you only won by 3.
Do you know the fuck was in the game at receiver?
And you only won by 3, so apparently y'all didn't take Burrowhead too serious.
Well, we took him serious enough to beat him. Don't talk that shit.
By 3 points.
Barely. A win is a win. A win is a
win. Barely, with a missed holding call.
Well, I don't give a fuck.
On the same play that they got the late hit out.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that shit. Okay, we'll get into all that later. I got plenty of time for the NFL being rigged. So overall, this is my thought process on the game. I thought it was a horrible game. I think you can take absolutely nothing away from this game. You can't prepare for the Eagles based off of what happened against the Niners. They didn't have to throw the ball. They had a 14-7 lead, knowing they had no fucking quarterback. All they were going to do was run out the clock the rest of the game. That was what my takeaway was. And that kind of bothers me because you have your foot on their throat. You need to kill them. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you were running, but the defense was deflated. So you'd have to go back to the Eagles Giants game. Do you see what I'm saying? And then to see kind of how well they did, and they whooped their ass. So that really wasn't a game either. I think this game sucked. I'm happy the Niners lost. Fuck you guys. Fuck all your fans. Fuck you, Ev. And I don't know if they'll be back anytime soon. People keep saying they'll be back. This is not Saturday. What the hell? You're 100% right. This is just today is just we're doing a review because Jeremy always says he forgets about the games by the time Saturday comes. And I'm a pothead, so sometimes I forget about them too. So we just trying to jump on it real quick. And I am happy as shit. So back to the championship game. We'll talk more about the Super Bowl matchup later, but this was fucking horrible. I'm not like Stephen A. Smith and all them when I'm like, oh, I feel bad because we didn't get a great game. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Every game doesn't have to be great. Some games are blowouts, some games are not. We were treated to some very good games in the playoffs, and that's all we can root for. But yeah, I'm glad the Niners lost, but I don't know. You can't really critique this game. It was, and look, I'm tired of this fucking the penalties and all this shit. Look, listen, let's stop. The refs sucked all fucking season. Am I lying?
No, it's been terrible all year.
So this is no different. So, just everybody calm your ass down on that. Oh, they had this and these penalties going against the Niners. It doesn't fucking matter. The Niners weren't going to win. They had no fucking quarterback. Steve Young literally said, I'm in the parking lot warming up. If you need me, let me know. Seeing another Super Bowl for Chiefs as a Raiders fan, I want to forget to. You don't give a fuck about that shit. You don't care about that shit at all. He cares more about his team. He's not one of those people.
You realize how many teams I've seen go to the Super Bowl in the last 21 years?
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't give a fuck.
No fucking who cares?
He does not care about that shit at all. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into the game we really came to talk about. Fuck the NFC Championship. Okay, AFC Championship. First, let's get this out the way. Did the refs help us? Yes, they did. Okay, yes. You can't win by yourself. Sometimes you need some luck. We were lucky the refs were on our side, okay? Last year, we can say the same thing. Last year, same shit happened where it was on the opposite hand where people were saying, oh, there was calls missed, and Chiefs fans were doing the same thing that Bengals fans were doing. Saying there was 3 offensive holding calls missed in a row. Shit happens. Yes, there was a missed offensive holding call, but there's fucking holding on every fucking play. We've said this for fucking years. Second of all, motherfuckers still shouldn't have pushed him out of bounds. Did Patrick Mahomes flop? Yes.
Did Orlando Brown hold on the same
Yes.
play?
I don't give a fuck.
Which means they would have offset.
I know that, but I guarantee you can go through almost every play in the game and go holding, and see holding calls. Okay, so here's the other question. Whose idea was it to single cover Chris Jones on 3rd down in a crucial situation?
Not mine.
And not chip the tight end?
Well, it wasn't mine. I'm not the coach.
I know that. So in this scenario, it's one of those things where it's like, look, yes, 100% calls with your way. But you guys also did shit that wasn't good. Who the fuck punts straight down the middle of the field? Y'all motherfuckers know 13 seconds is enough time for us. So who does this? So I don't want to hear, I'm tired of every time we win a big game. I understand the hate that we get from other teams. I get it. I was in a bar where nobody was rooting for the Chiefs. I was literally hosting a game chat where nobody was rooting for the Chiefs. And one dude came to me and he's a fucking Lions fan. A fucking Lions fan was rooting for the Bengals. And he's like, dude, congratulations. Awesome. I was rooting for the Bengals. I'm like, I know. He's like, you know why? It's because we don't have fucking Mahomes. And he's just amazing. And we're tired of Mahomes. And I'm like, that's like the dumbest shit I've ever heard of, you dumb motherfuckers. So what's going to happen?
You should have told the guy to get off his fucking knees.
But what's going to happen in 2 years if Burrow would have went to the championship? Would people start hating his ass too?
People are
you see what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck that we have all these penalties. I'm tired of every time we win a huge playoff game, people want to talk shit. Okay, when we beat the Bills, it was because of overtime rules. When we beat the fucking Bengals, it's because of penalties. Yes, penalties went in our favor. But all season, officiating has been fucking shitty. So in NFL hashtag NFL being rigged. Y'all stop it. If the NFL was rigged, it would have been the Bills. Let's just think about that. Nobody was saying shit then because they already sold tickets to Atlanta, which they would have got way more tickets. They'd have made more money on that, and they could have told the DeMar Hamlin story. And then it would have been your top two playoff competitor. Yes, Joe Burrow's great, but everybody wanted the Bills versus Patrick Mahomes. And it would have been a very similar story to what we've told before. We beat them in the last thing. So I don't want to hear that the NFL is rigged because people are upset about the calls that certain teams got in both teams. Who the fuck wants Jalen Hurts against Patrick Mahomes? I don't even think I want the Eagles against Patrick Mahomes, against the Chiefs. I think there would be way better options, like probably the Cowboys. So if the NFL's rigged, they just didn't start rigging the fucking game in the AFC Championship or the NFC
better
Championship.
Options what?
No, for a more exciting Super Bowl, like if you were the NFL, there are certain markets that you would rather have be huge. You would have rather had a playoff game between Dallas and the Eagles. You would have much rather had a playoff game between that, besides the Niners and the Eagles, because it's the two really, really, really big markets that haven't been. Both of them were on the line, rivals. You can't just start saying it was rigged during these championship games. It would have been rigged during the whole fucking season, or at least the playoffs. And some of the games that you would have gotten wouldn't have been the games that they ended up with. That's all I'm saying. I hate this. It's rigged shit. I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers getting mad at this. To be fair, the year of the Tuck rule, I was actually pulling for the Raiders to win it all. I was never pulling for the Raiders to win it all. I don't give a fuck. The 49ers defense couldn't hold up to being on the field 24/7. The 49ers defense could not hold up to knowing they had no chance. That was the worst part about it. For the 49ers defense to have won, they would have literally – remember when the Bears played the Cardinals and we got the epic rant, they are who we thought they were, and they had Rex Grossman and the Bears defense scored like 3 or 4 touchdowns in that game? That's what the Niners would have had to turn into. They would have had to turn into that Bears offense and defense and been able to score multiple touchdowns for them to win because of the fact that they couldn't throw the football. So I think the whole entire team was just deflated. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, is me. What the fuck else is going wrong? We have 4 quarterbacks that are all injured. Why else? It gives you that, not even the underdog story in this scenario, just like fuck my life story. So like, I don't know how to describe it. I'm just gonna let it go because I was gonna say something that probably wasn't gonna work. But back to
you're gonna say something. What?
That probably wasn't gonna work. AFC champs again. Got the champ belt right here. I'm wearing the jersey Mahomes because he is that dude. I don't care about the Burrowhead shit. Yes, they were talking all this shit. And was I nervous as fuck? Yes, I was nervous as fuck throughout the game. Even though I acted like I was nervous, I got really nervous as the game came closer and closer and closer. And my nails were basically gone at the end of that motherfucking game. My wife has a great thing she likes to say called onychophagy or some shit like that. It's the actual medical term of biting your nails. I don't fucking know. So, and she was saying that shit to me all the time to get me to stop biting them. I was so mad that I yelled at her.
White people shit. What?
I don't know. I was so mad. God damn it. I was so, well, she is white. I was saying she's from Alaska. So, I mean, who
the fuck knows that?
She's a cosmetologist. So she had to go to cosmetology school. So when she goes to cosmetology school, she has to know some scientific stuff. And she also she also did nails. So she could do her own nails and stuff. She knows fungi and all that dumb shit. Like when we play trivia games, we look at her for scientific shit because she had to go through a lot of, in cosmetology, they have to learn some scientific stuff to mix chemicals and all of that stuff. So even though it's just hair chemicals. So my nails were gone. She decided not to sit with me at the start of the game. And then when she came and sat next to me, because she was sitting over by her friends and I jump up and move around. So I had to be kind of by myself where me and Jeremy was sitting. And the game was going great until she got up and left on 4th down. On fourth down, she got up and went over there and went to talk to them, and they were all cheering for the Bengals. So I was like, "You're bringing bad mojo to us." And when she went up and left, Jamar Chase caught the fucking that bomb. You know, the bomb from Burrow to Chase on fourth down. He caught that bomb, and I yelled at her ass. I said, "Yo, get your motherfucking ass back here! Sit the fuck down!" And she was like, "Don't worry about it, babe. We got it. We got it. We got it." And that was the end of the third quarter. And from that moment on, she wasn't saying "we got it" no more. She was as nervous. She was like, "These motherfuckers." She was as nervous as shit. So yes, we had a lot of help from the refs, but we also had some injury unluck. We had unluckiness with injuries. So, I mean, right off the bat, Snead went down. One of our best cornerbacks, probably the best cornerbacks, because of the fact that you a Chiefs fan living in Vegas, you take it to gambling every year. Yeah, no, it's not as bad as it used to be. I have almost gotten into a fight with a Raiders fan at South Point and ended up getting thrown out. That's why me and Jeremy don't go to Raiders games, Chiefs and Raiders games. We've both said that. Like, if we went together, we would definitely get into a fight. It would definitely be us fighting two different people. Not us fighting each other, but us fighting other people and getting thrown the fuck out.
Get into a fight.
So, yeah. Yeah, it is a gamble now, but, I mean, it's not as bad because we're good. So a lot of Raiders fans will come and talk shit, but they always say, "Hey, we respect Mahomes," or "we actually like Mahomes," or some shit like that. It's only the really, really old school ones or the California ones that are really horrible. Because most of the Raiders fans here aren't real Raiders fans anyway.
Fuck you, bitch.
You know damn well what I'm talking about. There was no Raiders fans walking around.
I'm included.
Not you.
I'm included in the ones here.
No, I said most Raiders fans here, not you. You're a real Raiders fan. We know some real Raiders fans, but we also know some fake ass Raiders fans. Okay, like I've been exactly.
Like so the guy at the bar yesterday with a Stabler jersey on.
Yes. Or the lady that was, even though it's not a Raiders fan, but these are the type of fans we get in Vegas. There was a lady that comes in Bills gear every single week to the bar. When the Bills play, and she got into it with my wife's friends. And yesterday she came in Bengals gear, and she was talking shit like crazy. And then she left before we won. But yeah, so yes, we had help, but Snead went down. Gay went down. Cook ended up going down, but he did come back. That was one of our DBs. So we were down 2 DBs and linebacker. Cook is the guy that made the tip on the pass to 23. Was it McDuffie? Yeah. And then we lost Juju. I don't know what the fuck happened to Juju. Okay. I didn't even realize he was off the field until halfway through the game, until like the third quarter. I was like, wait, where's Juju? Where the fuck is he at? Kadarius Toney went down. And Mecole Hardman. I don't know why we even started Mecole Hardman. Like, we started him coming off an injury, but put Justin Watson on the inactive list. Which Justin Watson, if you guys don't know, he's made some big plays. He was the guy that caught the pass from Patrick Mahomes in week 2 against the Chargers, the first pass, the 84-yard touchdown or whatever. He's number 84. So by the end of the game, we had Marcus Kemp, MVS, and I can't think. Oh, and Sky Moore. That was it. That was our receiving core. Like, there was a point in time where Marcus Kemp got the ball, and I said, who the fuck is that? Who does 85? That's not Jordy Fortune. I started going through the receivers before I finally got to him. So we had some injury deficiencies. Let's just say that. Yes, Mahomes already knew it was on a bad ankle. I'm not gonna say that. We knew what it was. I think he did a good job trying to negate the pass rush. This is my question to you. Why the fuck didn't the Bengals blitz?
Goodell told him not to. I know how much you love conspiracy theories, and one of these days we're going to go down an NFL conspiracy fucking.
But I can't get. This is the problem. I've told many of people. I can get on a very good conspiracy theory. I can get on conspiracy theories behind the scenes, how players get there, the 1985 draft of the NBA. I can get on a lot of them, but I can't get on a conspiracy theory that happens in the game. The reason why I
I
can't
100% can, especially when the Super Bowl could be the Andy Reid Bowl.
This is the reason why I can't get on that conspiracy theory. Because you still have to play the game. So, like, you can't make somebody accidentally not drop a ball.
But you can call some penalties that are real questionable.
100%. But
questionable.
But you still have to play the game. Could you not say that penalties were called in favor of the Chiefs? Yes. Do I think that the NFL came down and said call more penalties in favor of the Chiefs? No, I do not.
100%.
No, I do not.
100%.
That's the problem I have.
Goodell is on his knees in front of Mahomes too.
That's the problem I have with the NFL rigged in this theory part is that goes too far. There's too many people that would know. And there's no way. And in that scenario, now when you have that, once you go that deep, now we're going down a whole fucking rabbit hole. Because if you have the power to control games, you have the power to control everything. So that means almost every free agent decision is orchestrated. Not and then when it doesn't happen the way it's supposed to happen, they fucking fine them. So maybe the NFL wanted Brady to go to Miami and he decided not to. Maybe the NFL wanted him to go to the Raiders and he decided not to. They say fucking find him. That's the shit that I have a problem with, because when you have that much power, you start to abuse it and you place people in other places. Now we're going to say, oh, well, we know why the Bears traded up one spot to get Mitchell Trubisky, because of the fact that the NFL told them to do that so the Chiefs could draft Patrick Mahomes. That's the problem we have with the game conspiracies, because it can't just stop there. And realistically, there's way better matchups. Okay, yeah, the Andy Reid Bowl is great, 100%. But so are we saying that Brock Purdy got injured because the NFL said injure?
Number one, Brock Purdy wasn't going to win that game anyway.
What if I'm the NFL, I would prefer to have a Super Bowl rematch of a couple years ago. The Niners and the Chiefs, Kyle Shanahan against Andy Reid for the second time. Brock Purdy, Rocky Purdy, the 7th round draft pick, the next to Tom Brady. There would have been either storyline would have worked. So the Andy Reid Bowl, to me, yeah, 100%. That makes sense. But do you think that's going to sell enough money when Andy Reid has not been with the Eagles for 7 fucking years? They've literally had since 2012, maybe 10 years. They've literally they've rebuilt, won a Super Bowl, got rid of everybody, and rebuilt again to go to the Super Bowl. They're 2 coaching staffs away. So in that scenario, you're going to say that John Gruden and the Tampa Bay and the Raiders one was orchestrated too, and it was rigged, so the Raiders could play John Gruden, his former coach, in the Super Bowl, and that's the reason why y'all lost?
Yeah.
That's the problem when we go down those conspiracies. And my ultimate goal would be why. This is the NFL. They can sell any one of these 4 fucking teams. It doesn't fucking matter. They literally sold Matthew Stafford and the fucking Bengals last year. They could put shit on TV, and they do. Do you see Thursday Night Football? And they still will make money. But that's my rant on this conspiracy theory. Now, if you want to talk about behind the scenes shit, I'm down with that. But back to the game. My boy Patrick is that man. I'm getting tired of people saying these legacy defining moments with him doing this. I don't understand how. Like, he's 5 years in.
And they've already crowned him the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. But how do you have a defining legacy moment 5 years in, winning an AFC championship game by 3 points? With all the help that the refs got you. Like, to me, you've had multiples of those. I'm sorry, Jet Wasp. Oh, but Tyreek Hill was there. Maybe it's because the media did not think that the Chiefs would be here because, Tyreek Hill wasn't there. which I told everybody on this podcast, the offense would be a lot different. It would not be as many deep balls. I did not realize this happening, but we got to give up credit to my man Mahomes. Whether or not people think it's rigged, I don't give a fuck. He went, and if it's rigged, guess what? He's got to win a Super Bowl. So there we go. Let's go. I'm okay with it. I'm completely okay with it. I'm not a guy that likes to blame the refs when we lose. There are multiple times when we lost last year in the AFC Championship, you didn't hear me blame the refs. I literally said because we couldn't score in the second fucking half. There are times when it is blatant. And do the Bengals have an issue? Yes, they do. They have a complete issue, and they should. They can be pissed all they want. But in all honesty, you don't double team. You double teamed Chris Jones 31 out of 38 dropbacks. He had 2 sacks. You don't double team him on a third and must have, knowing you're going to give the ball back. You don't kick the ball out of bounds and pin us deep with 22 seconds and 1 timeout. 2 backup receivers and a hobbled Mahomes. You don't ice the kicker, which you know Butker has fucking kicking issues. There's a lot of other reasons. And again, you don't look, Jeremy, that fucking out of bounds call would have happened on 90% of fucking quarterbacks. Would have gotten that call. Only one that probably wouldn't have was fucking Cam Newton. That's the only one. You know that. You can't do that. Now, can we talk about the extra third down play? Yeah, we can talk about that.
There was a late hit out of bounds before Patrick Mahomes. Earlier in the game, that wasn't called.
It was late hit inbounds against Joe Burrow.
It was late hit out of bounds.
On Patrick Mahomes? Okay. So because there was a late hit earlier that wasn't called, means that call, which is a late hit, should not be called? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, if we're not making calls, let's not make calls.
Dog. Okay. All right. Why do you even put it that close?
Why do we have part-time refs who seem to get worse every fucking year?
Okay, yes.
And nothing fucking happens to them. They don't have to deal with no fucking criticism from no fucking fans, no teams. They're not even allowed to be fucking criticized because they're little fucking bitches. And Goodell's a fucking... I almost said something.
So, listen, my man, I don't give a fuck. Fuck the NFL is rigged. I'm happy as shit. 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. We need to get this motherfucker done. And let's just get into that. Let's get into the Super Bowl matchup. I don't really want to talk about. We know who I'm gonna pick, so it don't fucking matter. We know I'm going for the Chiefs. What do you think of the matchup?
I'm going with the Eagles all day. 100 motherfucking %.
Please explain why.
Their defense, I think, is going to show up big time in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And they don't have as many injuries as the Chiefs. You got to hope Mahomes' ankle gets healed up in these 2 weeks.
He's got 2 weeks.
You got to hope you can get McCall Hardman back. You've got to hope Juju Smith-Schuster is all right. You've got to hope Kadarius Toney's all right. You've got to hope L'Jarius Sneed is all right.
Listen to me. First of all, we don't need to get Mecole Hardman back. We need to put Justin Watson's ass back in there. Everybody knows you need a white receiver on your fucking team to win Super Bowls. We know this. We know this, okay? Brady always had a white receiver. You got to have one. One, at least. Could you name the last team that didn't have a white receiver that won a Super Bowl? I can't either.
Maybe one of the Raiders teams back in the day.
No, y'all always had a white receiver. You always had one white
quarterback. I don't know if you had a white receiver one.
No, y'all always had that. You always had one of them white crazy receiver boys.
Yeah, we may have Blitnikoff.
Yeah, you always have one of them.
Yeah.
So we got to have Justin Watson in. And I don't even know if that makes sense. I'm just making shit up, guys. You got to have Justin Watson in. I think he's going to play. We have Sky Moore. So, yeah, we have a lot of injuries.
He doesn't muff a punt or a kick.
Do you know how fucking scared I was when he came back? I literally said Sky Moore is dangerous for either team when he's on punt return. Because, I mean, he can fumble.
I'm going with the Eagles because there's less to worry about with the Eagles than there is with the Chiefs.
This is real talk. This is my issue. And again, once the game gets closer, I'll probably get more nervous. Right now, I'm not nervous. Right now, I'm not nervous at all. I don't know. I think their defense is good. But I don't. I was watching First Take. The only thing that I could say was even when they came up and said they don't play quarterbacks that could throw the ball. They didn't have to play the Josh Allens, the Burrows. They didn't really play. And this is what they were saying on Stephen Smith. They're like, they didn't play a lot of the elite quarterbacks outside of Dallas, but they didn't play a lot of them. And the one that they did that had the ability to do what Burrow and Allen and Mahomes and them does was Aaron Rodgers.
You're ending up with a Super Bowl with a Mahomes that's not 100%.
I don't give a fuck. 80% Mahomes is still better than 90% of the quarterbacks.
Not with that fucking ankle.
80% Mahomes is still better than 90% of the
quarterbacks. I'll take an injury to his fucking non-dominant throwing hand, but not your motherfucking ankle.
We saw what happened. We saw this is look, and again, they're lying.
He fucking wins all throughout that game.
I'm not saying they're deep.
How does Dak come up? Who brought up Dak?
I brought up Dak because that's the only elite quarterback they played. Dak is not epic because that was basically, if you look at their schedule.
You just called Dak elite?
Well, he's the best.
Did I fucking miss that? How did I not hear that and call you out?
Yeah, you missed that. You completely missed that one. So, okay, let's see. They played. I'm not even talking about the Giants. They had the Giants. They had the Saints. They had the Cowboys, the Bears, the Giants, the Titans, the Packers. They gave up 33 points against the Packers. The Colts, the Commanders, the Texans, the Steelers, the Cowboys, the Cardinals. So, I mean, the Jaguars, the Vikings, the Commanders, the Lions. So that's basically what even Stephen A. Smith was saying, which I hate to agree with him, is we could talk about their defense all they want, and their defenses look dominant in the last two playoff games. But when their defense has gone up against quarterbacks that knew what the fuck they were doing, they've all been close games. And if you have a close game, I'm giving it to Patrick Mahomes over Jalen Hurts anytime. And just going through.
I'm not giving it to Patrick Mahomes over Jalen Hurts with a fucking bum ankle.
Patrick Mahomes with a bum ankle is still better than Jalen Hurts.
I'm not taking him out. I'm not fucking. I would take Jalen Hurts healthy over Patrick Mahomes with a hobbled motherfucking ankle.
Listen, y'all.
With the game on the line.
I'm tired of this fucking disrespect. Okay, I'm tired of this shit. We need to get the respect that we fucking deserve. Okay, motherfuckers. We came out as a underdog. What are we talking about here?
And you're an underdog again. Check it.
I know we came out as an underdog in the Super Bowl. I know.
Check it.
I know.
Yeah. Hey, the Eagles
it came out. No, it came out as
the Eagles are a 2-point favorite.
It came out as a pick 'em, then it got bet to a 2-point favorite. So I don't. That's okay. Let us be the underdog. Y'all forgetting who the fuck we have? Is y'all taking him for granted? I don't give a fuck that he's got a bum ankle.
You got a Rolls Royce with a fucking flat tire.
And guess what? It's still better than a fucking Pinto. That's all I'm saying. It is.
Oh, no,
it is. I could put a span.
Hey, I can go a lot more places in a fucking Pinto with 4 good tires than a fucking Rolls Royce with a flat tire.
Well, you act like you can't get a flat tire fixed.
In 2 weeks.
Look, I could take it down to Pep Boys right now, and it'd be done in 45 minutes.
Look, he had a week the last time, and it wasn't fixed.
It wasn't 100%, but it was good enough to get where he needed to be, right?
Barely.
So give him barely. Okay.
Barely.
So now
with his flopping ass.
Now he's got another.
With his irritating ass, fucking white ass, fucking wife, and his dumb ass motherfucking brother, and his fucking weird looking father.
Hey, leave his dad alone. His pops does nothing wrong.
He looks like a weirdo.
You could talk about his pops. His pops is
He looks like a weirdo.
His pops is a treasure, dude. Leave him alone.
I didn't say nothing. All I said he looks like a weirdo.
You sound just like a Raiders fan with all the hate in your blood.
Oh, I got more hate about other shit than the Raiders.
Yeah. So, this is my thought process of the game. We have played better teams than the Eagles. We have played better quarterbacks than the Eagles. We have played just as good at defenses or better than the Eagles. The Eagles have not played a better team than the Chiefs. I'm not saying we're going to blow them the fuck out, but I'm tired of this fucking disrespect. Y'all act like he's not that motherfucker when we know he is that motherfucker. On his wallet, it says bad motherfucker.
Big little bitch.
On his wallet, it says bad.
It says BLB. It says BLB. Big little bitch.
So, we have the listen. I'm not saying it's going to be an ass whooping. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying I truly believe there's going to be a Chiefs Super Bowl. He's going to have 2 rings. And I'm just, for the next 2 weeks, we're going to keep talking, and everybody going to keep talking all this shit. And they're going to talk about how good the Eagles offense is. And I mean, I don't understand how the Eagles offense can be stopped. I'm just saying, I get it. They're good. They have a great running offense. I get that. But I don't know what they're going to do. Because they have not played a team as good as us. And we have played multiple teams as good as them. And better. They haven't played a quarterback in the last 2 weeks as good as us. We're not going to say Daniel Jones sucks, because he doesn't suck. But he's average. And fucking the ghost of Brock Purdy and Josh Johnson. Meanwhile, we had to run the gauntlet. We had to go against Trevor Lawrence, which I can't really say much about it because Trevor Lawrence ain't really that average. But Joe Burrow is that dude. He's just not this dude.
Well, I bet your knees motherfucking hurt.
From what?
Don't worry. I'm going to the hardware store tomorrow. I'll get you some knee pads.
For what? Because I'm happy my team went to the Super Bowl and I got a dynasty quarterback?
Hey, wipe you got something right here.
Listen.
Hey, you got right here.
Listen,
right there.
If you are,
it's right here. Go ahead and wipe it. Go get you a napkin.
If you are lucky enough,
you got some white stuff.
If you are lucky enough to draft CJ Stroud or Bryce Young and they become who you think they should become, or trade for Justin Fields. I mean, I understand. I'd be pretty pissed too. I've seen your quarterbacks over the last couple years.
Who's pissed?
But
who's pissed? My knees are fresh. I ain't got a mark on my knees.
So basically, I think I hopefully it's gonna be good. I think Patrick Mahomes will be fine in 2 weeks. I'm really worried about Snead though, but I'm not, because we're gonna need Snead to cover. We're gonna need him to cover. But if not, next man up. All of our DB core besides Snead is basically rookies. So I'm not as worried. I think we're going to take this. As it gets closer, we'll start talking more about it. But yeah, I'm not worried. Right now, I'm not. You know what is funny? Going to this Super Bowl was not as exciting as going. I'm not like, that's not bad to say. But like, remember the first Super Bowl? I was screaming and yelling. I was like almost fucking crying when we went. And then the next year, I was like, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. And this year, I was nervous as shit. But once I won, I was like, we're going to the Super Bowl. Okay. So hopefully I get more excited and nervous as it goes. Because I don't like when I'm not nervous for a game. Because when I'm not nervous for a game, we lose. So we almost lost this week. Thank you, refs. I'm okay with that. Because if we win a Super Bowl, nobody gives a fuck.
Make sure that check don't bounce.
It won't. Hopefully they got another check coming.
Hey, I don't know if Mr. Hunt got enough money to make sure that check don't bounce.
My team, the only team to bear the Eagles. All I'm saying is they made to make sure the next one is there. That's all I'm saying.
In history? Fuck it. Are you fucking serious? You've already got people calling him the fucking greatest quarterback ever, which is such a fucking load of shit.
Okay.
How do you call him the greatest quarterback? He's got 1 Super Bowl over Tom Brady, who's got what, 7?
I've never said he was better than Tom Brady. I've never said that.
Your entire fan base is saying he's the greatest quarterback ever.
Listen.
Wait, when he has 7 Super Bowl rings, then I'll give him that title.
He'll never have 7. Okay, just like nobody will ever get 6, like 6-0, like Jordan. I'm not saying, but listen, I can't argue sometimes, and that's the worst part because I don't want to sound like, oh, because I'm a homer or this or this or this. But when you look at records that he sets, yes, we're in a totally different league. It's a lot more pass happy than now. But in these scenarios, why isn't everybody else doing it? That's the problem that we have.
He's the top 5 quarterback in this era. He's not a top 5 quarterback in history.
After Tom Brady, who's next?
In history.
Who's next after Tom Brady? Joe Montana. We're going to go
Steve
Bradshaw.
Young.
Steve Young. Steve Young has 1 Super Bowl.
Steve Young, Bradshaw.
Okay.
Marino, even though he doesn't have any Super Bowls.
Stabler.
Plunkett.
Okay.
So he's already out of the top 5.
Hold on. No, these are your names. So this is Drew Brees.
Wait, what?
Okay. Drew Brees.
I was looking at the comments.
Drew Brees. So in this scenario, there are 3 quarterbacks that you named. If Mahomes wins, that will have more. And motherfucker, you said Jim Plunkett. Stop it. Granted, he has 2 Super Bowl rings, but stop it fucking right now. Okay, he is not a top 5 quarterback of all time.
Exactly why I said it.
Cut that shit.
Exactly why a motherfucker said it.
I know. Cut that shit right there. So outside of that, Bradshaw, Brady, Montana, Stabler. Who was the quarterback for fucking Staubach?
And if Moon would have been given a chance.
Okay, no, that we're not talking. So in that scenario, he would have more rings than everybody else in there besides them. And it would be an argument against Stabler. How many rings does Stabler have? Does he have 1 or 2?
He's got 2.
Okay, so you have the same amount. So in this scenario, the only rings he would have less than would be Montana, Brady, Staubach, and Bradshaw. And Bradshaw, I will argue, is not a top 5 quarterback of all time. He was surrounded by an amazing fucking team. I've already argued this to death. He was not even great for his time. But because he has 4 rings, we'll throw his fucking ass in there. So we named 4 people that's ahead of him. How would that not be top 5? In 5 years, he has 2 Super Bowl rings, been to 3 Super Bowls, holds a plethora of records. Within 4 years, if he goes to 2 more playoffs appearances and has 2 wins, there's a 90% chance he's going to have the most touchdowns thrown in NFL history in the playoffs. I think he's 2nd right now. So how not? When you look at his list of accomplishments, I don't understand how you couldn't. And it's in 5 years. Mauricio! I forgot Aikman, but I forgot about Aikman. I forgot all about Aikman. Mauricio, what's up, buddy? Thank you for joining us.
That's my buddy from high school. Marino, Elway.
Look, we're not talking about United. Stop. I'm not putting United anywhere in this fucking conversation.
Peyton Manning.
How did we forget Manning?
Probably because it's stupid fucking commercials.
Okay, top 10 for sure. Top 10. What's up, buddy? Top 10. I would definitely say top 10. I would not say I mean, you know what I'm gonna say.
Autogram.
Shut the fuck up. Stop it right now. Stop it
What?
right now.
What?
Stop it. Stop
He
it.
won 3 NFL championships and 3 MVPs.
Stop it. Stop it right now. Was it the NFL championships? What year did he play?
He won 3 NFL championships. It was in the 40s.
Yeah, stop it.
We talking about all time?
I'm not putting him as an all-time great. He's not top 10 all-time greatest quarterback of all time. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now.
That's what we were just fucking talking about.
I'm not putting him as top 10 greatest quarterback of all time. Maybe it's because I didn't see him play. I don't fucking know. But if you played in the 1940s in the NFL, I don't give two fucks. He could be in your top 10.
But you can't. How the fuck do you write the best quarterbacks in history without autogram?
I can. You're 100%. I look. I didn't say.
How?
How? By writing everybody's name before his. Very, very simple. Very simple. Very simple. That's back when they were riding around in horse-drawn buggies and shit.
When they actually hit people.
When they both. So it's tough. It is hella tough. Well, that's just too far.
But it's tough to compare across eras, but everybody wants to do it.
Yeah, but that's just too far of an era. By the way, speaking of that, I had a high school football coach. Only year I played, freshman year in high school. I forgot what his fucking name was. I think he was 90 years old. But he used to say he played without a face mask, and he got kicked in his eye. And got his eye kicked out in college. They didn't even pass the ball but 3 times a game. So all I'm saying right now is top 7, top 10. You know what I'm saying. I'm putting them top 5. Because if I'm starting my team right now, there's only like 3 quarterbacks I'd pick ahead of them, maybe. Well, no, there's one. And that would be Brady.
If you were away?
Starting an NFL team right now across all eras. Only quarterback I'm picking ahead of him is Brady. That's it. And I ain't picking Brady ahead of him. I'm picking Mahomes. But that's it.
I think I'm taking Bart Starr.
Oh my fucking God. If you don't stop with these motherfuckers back when it was okay for people to say the N-word.
How?
Bart Starr played when they had.
He has a 9-1 record in the playoffs. He got a 9-1 record in the playoffs. He has a 900 winning percentage.
Played when they still had.
He has a 900 winning percentage in the playoffs.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue against that.
With 104.8.
Are you taking Vince Lombardi with him too?
Huh? Hell yeah.
I can't argue that. I mean, can't argue that. I don't think Bart Starr makes it out of the locker room alive, but okay. Yeah, I think he'll say the wrong word to the wrong person and get stabbed.
Do what?
Okay, Jeremy, what's your top 10 quarterback this era?
This era?
Yeah. So we'll do that next. We'll do that in the podcast. You want to do that in the podcast this Saturday?
Sure.
Okay. So this Saturday, we'll do top 10 quarterbacks of this era this Saturday. 8 a.m. we go live, our time. Got to give us some time to go ahead and think about that so we don't make a fool out of ourselves like we just did without including Peyton Manning.
I don't give a fuck if I make a fool out of myself.
And when we say top 10 quarterback of this era, are we doing what era? How far are we going back? Are we doing 80s and to 2020? Or are we going new rules, old rules? What do you think? Should we go? We can do Bart Starr. We'll go Bart Starr era. I don't know. See, that's just so far. Yeah, we can do Bart Starr.
It's not this era, is it? No.
Well, that's the problem. Like, if we include Roger Staubach,
Starr went to the fucking back-to-back wins in Super Bowl 1 and 2, coming off of 3 fucking NFL championships. Like, literally, Super Bowl 1.
Yeah, but
that's not even close to this era.
But he played till 1971. So what are you going to do? You're going to include Bradshaw and Staubach from the late 60s, early 70s, mid 70s, and not include Bert Starr?
Well, he said this era.
Well, when does this era start? 2000. He said 2000. Okay, 2000. Okay. So now we got it. 2000.
Bart Starr's era is not even close to the current era.
I just want to know, because you're the only person that's going to put fucking old fogies from the fucking 1970s in here. Motherfucker,
I'm the only person that's going to put somebody you can't argue with.
You would show up with a list of everybody from that. You'd be like 1970, 1960, 70, 80, 90, 2000. Okay, top 10 quarterbacks, 2000 to now. All right, we'll do that next Saturday. That'll be our podcast. That'll give us a couple of days to research it. So that way we know. 8 a.m., Michael Vick make the top 10 modern era.
I doubt it. I don't think so. I think he's right outside.
Remember, this is our top 10. So this is his top 10 and my top 10.
I think he's right outside the top 10.
I'm gonna be
I can't put him in a top 10.
The top.
Hey, the dogfighting ring automatically excludes you.
Wait, we're not doing morale shit.
I don't get. You got your list. I got my motherfucking list. I know y'all gonna ask me for a motherfucking reason, so I'm giving it to you now.
I'm 75% sure Michael Vick's going to be on my list. I'm not even joking. I'm going through the list of people in my head, but the problem is I don't know.
Once you get caught with a dogfighting ring, your stats go back to 0.
I don't know if I can make a case against some of the other greats of the era. But I mean, when we're talking about 10 in the last 22 years, there's a good chance. We're going to get into fucking Phillip Rivers territory and Matt Ryan. So I mean, how the fuck is
and I'll take either one of those over Michael Vick because they didn't kill dogs.
I won't. I just won't let him live in Atlanta where he can't own a house.
You can't let him live nowhere.
I won't let him live where he owns a big ass fucking house. Motherfucker's got to own a fucking apartment. Move your ass to New York with no backyard.
They're gonna use that. They're gonna have a 3-bedroom apartment. And 1 bedroom's gonna be dedicated.
They gonna get they add 3 dogs in a fucking New York apartment and they getting ratted out. Okay, fuck that shit. No. I mean that's the problem. I can't. Brett Favre.
I think fraud excludes him.
Damn, that's a good point.
I mean,
I can separate
millions of dollars from welfare. So
look, there's a lot of players that steal millions of dollars from teams, and nobody says shit about it. Saying,
yeah, well, yeah. Look at Jamarcus Russell.
Fuck,
fucking donut boy. Leave it up to you. You're putting fucking Jamarcus Russell in the fucking.
See, that's the problem. Big Ben. Once we get into this era, that's what I'm saying. But God damn it, Jeremy, stop it! Fuck! Everybody we say you have a fucking moral compass about.
Hey, we're gonna end up with fucking. My list's gonna end up being fucking Derek.
We know Phillip Rivers is on there.
My fucking list is gonna end up with Derek Carr, David Carr, fucking Darren Carr, who never played.
Phillip Rivers, because you know he's morally on. But that's what I'm saying.
Phillip Rivers, you know he wasn't doing nothing. He's got like 17 kids. He was at home all the time.
Yeah, see, I'm just looking at it right now. I mean, is Eli?
I'd probably put Eli up there.
Fuck no. He's the most average quarterback in the history of the fucking NFL. Fuck no.
Hey, I can't help everybody else that should be up there got fucking record.
Thinking right now off the top of my head.
No, we can go from 2000.
Yeah, that sounds good. So
we'll just have top 10 and then wherever.
And honorable mentions. And we'll just talk about We'll give our reasons for it, and there's going to be a lot of debating on this one. I can already tell you that.
There ain't gonna be a lot of debate.
No, 2000 is perfect. 2010 and up, then it gets too muddy. Then it gets too muddy because we got to get a good 20-year span at least in there. So 22 years is good because then I can make my case for Patrick Mahomes as the number 2 player of all time in our era. In 2010, I could still make my case for him as the number 2 player.
Yeah, and you couldn't make that case if we went back a lot farther than that.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't at all.
Because I got the old guys on my side.
Yeah, if we went back to the 90s, I'd be pretty much fucked because of Troy Aikman. Like, I mean, Troy Aikman's great. I mean, would I still take Patrick Mahomes? Yes.
What about Tony Romo?
Fuck, dude, stop. Tony Romo is the best, worst quarterback of the history. He's one of the only quarterbacks that will have 500.
That's the motherfucker's going to end up on my list.
He has 500 yards in one game with 5 touchdowns and fucking 4 interceptions.
But he didn't have a dogfighting ring. He didn't rape anybody, and he didn't steal millions of dollars from welfare.
I don't know, but a lot of. Okay, how about this?
Did he beat his wife?
No, because he's not married. He just dated a whole bunch of stupid ass girls like Carrie Underwood and Jessica Simpson. Can't we have a moral compass against that shit for dating dumbass blondes?
Then Antonio Brown's fucked.
Well, Antonio Brown's been fucked. That's the least of his fucking problems. Okay. All right, so I can't wait. You said Romo in your top 10. All right, so we will. Damn, this went a lot longer. We were only going to get off for like 30 minutes. So we will see you guys on Saturday next week. Shit, in 5 days, with our top 10 quarterbacks.
Yeah. We'll let you know about the next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday before that.
I may not be around.
Where are you gonna be at?
I took off all next week.
Oh,
next week's my birthday.
Yeah, I know that. But you going out of town?
So I took off all week.
Are you going out of town?
I'm wherever my car decides it wants to go is where I'm going. So
all right. Well,
I don't know. Maybe it may end up in Canada. It may end up in Mexico. I don't know.
Whenever you're ready, Jeremy, take us out.
Put me in, coach.
Peace.